Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. So we are talking this week on making your own personal magic. Personal magic. Have you done that? Have you ever made personal magic? Have you ever felt like that was a magical moment? Have you ever felt that? There's a book out called Big Magic, wonderful book. Same woman who wrote Eat, Pray, Love, which I really didn't care for. Just going to put it out there. I thought Eat, Pray, Love was awful. Sarah, you'll kill me. I'm going to pause and zoom the replay. You still won't see what it is. Sorry. But I'm telling you right now, this is the thing that you need to know about magic. Magic happens in the moments, and it's on purpose, because we go out of our way to create it. And it's also just impromptu and just kind of happens serendipitously because we've set the whole thing up. And I think why I want to talk about this is because I don't think we really understand the whole power that we have within ourselves to create the kind of lives that we really want to live. And I don't know about you, but vibrancy and magic kind of go together, right? I'm not talking about hocus pocus kind of goofiness. I'm just talking about the magicalness of vibrancy and the magicalness of different moments and how we can make everything razzle dazzle, how we can make everything sparkle. And it's personal magic making is what it is. And especially when we're in this place of anticipation of magic and participation of the whole thing too, that's when we start to see these kind of things kind of come to fruition. Now, I don't believe in magic beans and Jack and the Beanstalk and all of that kind of stuff, but I do believe in magic moments. And I do believe that we have an ability to create them and to set up for them. There is a psychologist named Katie Milkman who wrote and called this thing called the fresh start effect, which I think we all can really dial into, right? We like to say, oh, no, it's not a Monday. It's not, New Year's or whatever. We all like to say, oh, you can start anytime. And I say that all the time. When the urgency of starting something becomes urgent, you can start it on a Friday night if you want to. You can start mid-binge if you want to. You can start at any time. But there is a magical quality about being able to start with that, what they call the fresh start effect. And I like that. It's like, okay, Monday. Right? Okay, fresh start. Okay, you know what? And I do this, I always do this too. This is our Take Back Your Life journal. And look, fresh pages. Every day is a fresh page so that you can start writing in there and you can start saying, this is what it is. And you can start checking the boxes and doing all the things. All of this kind of action creates a little bit of a momentum and then sparks creativity and magic. It's so incredible. Nancy already got her cute shirt. She went to the pop-up boutique. You guys go check it out at savingdinner.com/pop for all the latest goodies and merchandise. I can't wait to see it. You have to wear it on Saturday, Nancy. That's the way it works. Got to wear it on Saturday for full bloom. We're all going to be in our whole gear. You betcha. So Mondays, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, whatever, can all be fresh starts. We've got New Year's resolutions. We've got, setting new goals and all of this stuff, all fresh starts. And what we know, however, is most times, we don't follow through on them. But if we harness the momentum of that fresh start and make a decision that this is going to be it, and not just the enthusiasm of writing out the goal, but actually doing something about it and setting up for success with it. Sort of like when we do I mean, today is the first day of the hydration challenge. Did you do what you're supposed to do and get your bottles all filled up? I did. I got my hydration station all set up. I've already had my fiber today, and my hot milk is over there by the kitchen. Forgot about it. Hey, Suzanne, I'm glad you're here. So you understand exactly what I'm talking about. When we plan for it, we can plan for that magic. We can plan for the moment and get that whole thing going. And, when you're looking at fresh starts, for some people, it might even be like an empty nest. It could be getting a new house or even a puppy. I'm going to walk that dog every day. And by golly, I do. Mostly twice a day. Yesterday, it was raining off and on, and we had thunderstorms and a few things. So guess what? We played ball. I threw the ball going down the stairs, and he went up and down the stairs. So he got his exercise. I didn't get nearly enough of mine, which is usually part of my functional fitness of walking around the lake twice a day. So that didn't happen. But, we get that fresh start. We get that opportunity to start something new and have that fresh start. And it's a new chapter, right? Even a divorce or a breakup of some sort, or a job. It could be the opportunity. Use it as a launch pad is what I'm saying. Look at it as this is the diving board. This is the jumping off place that I can use for the momentum of this fresh start effect. Because the fresh start effect can be magical. It's just one part of it, though. Just start there. It's Monday, y'all. Are you starting today? I sure hope so. But the second thing that you need to do too is analyze exactly what it is that you want, because understandably, there's barriers to everything, right? Nobody gets to go into doing something new without a barrier, without a possible obstacle, without something there that could possibly hold you back. So we have to do it kind of an analysis of the whole thing, and not the analysis paralysis, of course, but I'm talking about just doing an analysis of like, how do I move things around so that I can accomplish this, and using the power of the fresh start effect, how do I do this so I can start making some magic in my life? And I think the answer to that is just being very analytical about the whole thing and taking a look at it, and even moving things around, and use a pencil with a big eraser on it so that you have the opportunity to just kind of see how things all fit in. It's really incredible what happens when you do that analytical thing. And it just means, you have the opportunity to do it. And understand too, even if it's something that you hate, like let's say you say, I hate to exercise. Okay, but let's take a look at a way that you can flip that hate into something making it enjoyable. For example, I just did this. I forgot to bring it out. I'm not big on I got my Century shirt from Peloton. I told you this, for all the strength exercises, right? I have not even hit 50 rides on that. I've had that bike for since September. I have not even hit 50 rides on it. It's not my favorite thing to do. But guess what I just bought? I bought this tray that fits right over the handlebars. And for some of the stuff that I'm doing, I could easily do a ride at the same time as I'm doing this. And guess what that creates for me? That creates a piggyback, number one. And number two, it helps me to get something that's less enjoyable done. This is the things that we need to go. So we piggyback onto something else that we have enjoyed. Or you could even get on your bike and watch an episode of, whatever it is that Schitt's Creek. That's one of my favorite shows. I know, the funniest thing ever. Watch something like that. And then you get the opportunity to congratulate yourself and give you a little pat on the back because you did it, You did it. That's magic right there, because you just took something that you hated and went presto changeo. It wasn't so bad now. Even maybe a little enjoyable. Got caught up on my Netflix or whatever, but you did something in between it. I love that idea. And the other thing is to give what you got. That's one of the things that is super helpful. And I see you guys doing this all the time in our Hot Milk Sprint group. You know what it is? Ooh, David. Yes, David. Ew. Yeah, definitely. Oh gosh, that's so funny. Yes, I always say, don't be a disgruntled pelican. That's my Moira imitation. Caroline and I do this back and forth. It's a riot. Oh my goodness, replays of the daily dish will get you back on the bike. That's it. Sarah, I love it. Marianne, your pauses are happening likely on your end, because I don't see a lot of other people getting that, maybe a couple. But when you have technical difficulties, leave and come back. It usually changes up, or go over to YouTube. Try that. But what I was going to say about this whole thing is, when you've learned something and it's just really worked for you, share that. Teach somebody else that. Teach them whatever it is that got you to the place of being able to accomplish it, because this is going to make a difference for them. I think about all of you who have shared these things, some successful moments, not only reaching out for help, not only saying, gosh, I'm, having a hard time, or I'm crashing and burning here, or whatever it is, but also times where you've learned something and you're passing it on. Do you know when you do that, you embed that even more directly into yourself? And you know what that is? That's magic, because then it becomes a part of who you are. And then you're passing it on, and there's just this whole synchronicity and loveliness that happens from that. Do you know what I mean? Have you felt that before? I have. And to me, there's just nothing more beautiful than that. Number 4 rather, is gratitude. Because what does gratitude create? It creates magic, because you see the magic everywhere. You see the impossibility of orchids and the way they grow. Have you looked at how some of these orchids grow and how beautiful they are and how intricate they are? I mean, there's one that looks kind of like a monkey popping up. All of these things. This is the world that we live in. And that also goes with the next one, which is nature. And getting in nature. When you're in nature and you're oohing and awing over the things that are happening in nature, you're participating in God's magic, because He made it all. You're participating in the magic. And then you add in your gratitude for your heart. I'm just like, I just can't believe I'm a part of this. I just love this. Can you see how this is all just creating this magical momentum? And just the way that it takes out all the garbage and brings in all the good stuff. It's amazing. Marguerite says amen. And you know what? Marguerite did this. She did this whole piggyback thing that I'm talking about. She took her, gotta go have your walk, and even though it's hot or even though it's humid or whatever, and she took pictures along the way of beautiful flowers that just lit her up, and things that were just obviously, God's hand and masterpieces all along the way. This is the magic that we get to create for ourselves. It's enjoyable. And then we turn around and share it. Do you see how lovely all this is? How beautiful it all is? And how much magic is being created? And you did it. You did it yourself. You're the one who did it. Awe is the best cure for loneliness and feeling disconnected. Absolutely. Absolutely. By the way, somebody reach out to Lucy, will you? I haven't seen her in over a week. And we love our Lucy. We're missing her. Number 6 is your heart is a treasure chest. Do you love that? I wrote that today because I was thinking about what we hold in our heart. This is our beautiful selves right here. This is the place where empathy lives. This is the Holy Spirit dwells within. This is our God connection. This is our higher selves when we know when we're very connected to God and we're not in our, of our flesh, if you will. I mean, not to pull out all that stuff, but just, when we're just not like, how I shared my story about my neighbor, the nasty neighbor and all of that, and how I wanted to get back at him. Well, my higher self didn't let me. Thank heavens for that. But we have a treasure chest inside of us, a beautiful treasure chest inside that's full of all kinds of lovely, beautiful things. And when we take them out and we shine them up and we share them and we nurture them, that's when our empathy grows. That's when our connection to God grows. That's when our connection to others grow. That's when we really start to shine. That's when the razzle dazzle comes out, isn't it? You see that. You know it. You know it. Hi, Susan. Samantha says, love that. I love that too. I think it's so beautiful. I think it's so beautiful that we have this treasure chest inside of us. We call it the beautiful self. And I just invite you to open your treasure chest, to connect with God, to connect with the Holy Spirit, connect with yourself too. You know, you've been planted here on purpose and for purpose. And you get to use all of your gifts and all of your talents and all of the gorgeous things that are inside of you. You get to when you make a decision to. And that just means everything. Exactly. Treasure is worthless if it stays hidden. You know, who can enjoy beautiful, shiny jewels if they're constantly kept in the chest and never brought out? So bring them out and shine them up and wear them, girlfriends. This is everything. And number 7 is rituals can be elevated to routine. Routines can be elevated to rituals. We all have a routine, and sometimes routine, there's mundane things. And you know, Marla, and like swish and swipe, all of that saved my bacon. When I learned the wonderfulness of just having routine things that you would do every single day in your home, your house stays clean. Amazing. But you know what? When you do this with also some self-care, you add in not just taking care of your house, but taking care of yourself. Now you've got a routine that's become a ritual because it has real deep meaning to it. In other words, you're meditating, you're writing in your journal, you're connecting with God, and you're doing things that are self-nurturing and caring so that you can go out and attack the world. This ritual is it's everything. It's a bookend to your day. So take a look at that and just say, okay, have your routines of doing the things around the house, but also have your rituals of self-care. Self-care is journaling. Self-care is making sure that you're hydrated correctly. Self-care is putting down on your in your journal, just deciding I'm going to have a nice big lavender bubble bath, Epsom salt bath tonight. That's going to be on my agenda. That's on my agenda for tonight, by the way, after we have our collagen challenge tonight. Yeah, don't forget to get signed up. savingdinner.com/collagen, by the way. And those rituals create magic because you've created magic for yourself. And you're important. You need to be doing this because that is the thing that takes us. It doesn't put us more into ourselves, not into more nasal caving, but enough to say, hey, I'm worth this kind of care. You know, it's interesting to me that a lot of people, and this is just kind of an observational thing of I don't have time for anything, but they have time to complain. They have time to talk about how other people are doing this, that, and the other thing. They're doing it all wrong, or complain on Facebook, or be a keyboard warrior and send in nasty grams to customer service. You know, all of that, but they don't have time for self-care. And I'm just wondering if they took the time for self-care and just actually nurtured their heart, mind, and body and soul, and actually loved up their beautiful self a little bit, maybe that some of that stuff would fall off and some of that stuff would be no longer a thing, because they would see how important and how beautiful it is to show up in this world in a way that blesses others. That's a real thing to think about. And 8, the last thing is play. When's the last time you played? When's the last time you just had a really good time? Well, I've done this with my dog, and I've noticed that playfulness has really come out. And, you know, certainly if there's a child around, you know, I'll get on the floor and play with the child. I did that with my own children, and I noticed that the eyeball to eyeball thing is so important, not just always looking down, even with your doggy, even with your doggy, but getting into that place of connection is always magic. And when we get to do that and say, yay, come on, let's play, let's go do these things. Boy, doesn't it make a difference on everything. Anyway, Patsy, I know you play a lot. Oh, thank you, Catherine. I'm glad you thought that is. And dogs are the most perfect companion. You're right, Lizzie. But this is the thing, right? This is the thing. We get to create magic with our pets, with our people that are all around us, and in our homes, all kinds of ways that we can create this magic. And it's personal. I think magic making is very, very personal. Does it turn you on? Does it make you think, oh my gosh, I'm just so excited about doing this? I'm doing a little bit of painting. I shared that with you. And, I'm not great at it, but I'm certainly enjoying it. Who cares, right? I'm enjoying it. And for that, I'm doing it for the magic, not for, necessarily the crowd, the crowd's consumption. So anyway, that's all I have for you today. I think that's plenty to think about. I gave you eight juicy things. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Diane, thank you for holding this space for magic to happen. What a sweetheart. You are such a sweetheart, Diane. What heart, giant heart Diane has. Lovely. Jocelyn, thanks so much for being here. And Margaret, it's so nice. All the extra. I'll give you as much extra as I got, You know what I've noticed? And just, this is the last thing. But you know what the thing about magic? The more you give away, the more you get back. Isn't that so great? I love that. Who else would do something like that except God? That's how he works. That's how he rolls. Again, thanks for joining me. Peace be with you. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.